What's happening, my friends? Today I want to show you 4 different knives I've had in my collection for a really long time. Ever since I was probably like a young teenager, I've owned some of these. So I'm going to first show you this one right here. This is a machete. I'm going to demonstrate some chopping with this. It'll be kind of cool. I've seen another YouTuber that I follow. He demonstrated a machete, and I just thought it'd be cool to, like, I've been watching a lot of like jungle survival shows. And they're like cutting on coconuts, things like that. So I want to see, I bought a couple coconuts from the store to see how this handles that. One of my other knives, I'll walk you through. This one, I'd say anybody that grew up in the Rambo First Blood era, like in the 80's, you probably have one of these survival knives. It's about a $10 knife back then. So I'll show you some of the things and see if you could open it up, show you what's stored inside the handle, see if you could actually survive with it. This knife right here, I don't know, it's a Swiss Army knife. It just has tons of things on it. Just kind of handy if you're camping or something. You can pretty much get by with all the different features. The only drawback is nothing on it locks. So without a locking blade, you gotta watch that it doesn't fold and cut your fingers. I have a smaller version of this, and I have had that do that once or twice where it's cut my skin, and it's not very fun. So this isn't like my go-to knife by any means, but it's very versatile. And this one was given to me by my great uncle, my grandpa's brother. It's the Finnish side of my family, so it's called a Puukko. This, I don't even know how old this knife is. It's probably at least 40 years old. I know he's had it for a while. It's high carbon steel, and I still remember when I was probably about 14, he gave it to me at Christmas. I opened it up, and I'm checking it out, looking at the like that elk print on there, and checking out the wood handle. I just remember touching the blade, and right away I cut myself. The reason I did is because I was used to this piece of junk right here that you can't hardly get an edge on, this steel. So let's take a closer look. We'll start with this. Alright, here's a dead piece of pine. You can just see with this, does it bite in? You can't really choke up on it. This is made for cutting. A bottle opener, because that's kind of cool if you're bringing bottles along to your campsite. But I've seen people try to saw with this thing. Well, this one's better than some of the videos. Just a couple, like 10 seconds of cutting. It actually did go through some. So I guess that actually has some value. I've tried to sharpen it. It comes with a sharpening stone. In the movie First Blood, you see Rambo sharpening his blade with a stone. This is really short. Let me get a little further away from the camera. It's really short, so you have to be careful that you don't run your fingertips into the blade itself. I guess I would just get the burrs off. So it's in the general vicinity. You can unscrew this, take this out so there's no metal. It's getting you, it's a little bit left of north still, so that metal didn't affect it. Just a cheap gimmicky thing that would give you an idea. If it always stayed that way, at least you wouldn't walk in circles in the woods. You would maintain the same direction. Alright, so then when you open up the handle, there's some stuff inside, and right here are like 2 keychains. This is actually designed for the saw. That it's a wire saw, and they attach to each end, and these loops right here, what you put your fingers through to do some sawing. Alright, here's some needles, 2 sewing needles. Rambo was sewing up a major cut he had, putting his own stitches in. I guess you could stitch some survival fabric or something, or your shelter, who knows. Alright, there's a bag in there. Alright, bunch of fish hooks. And I think there's fishing line, fish hooks, yeah, fish hooks, some line, and a couple sinkers. So you find some worms, you could tie this to the end of a stick and probably catch your dinner. White pine, I believe. I'll go right on the crack that's already there. This is tough going. Oh no! It happened. Like everybody else's, it broke right off. Alright, so this is what the blade looks like. I took it out of the piece of wood, and there's just a small little bolt here. So can you see it? That's all that holds it in place inside that handle. So I guess if you were in a survival situation, you could probably somehow repurpose this and attach it to the end of a stick to use as like a spear for a hunting tool as such. So that's my review on it. Alright, so I'm going to try a machete on this coconut, and I really don't know that much about coconuts. I did read that on these eyes here, let me get the lighting right, the dark spots, the 3 dark spots, they say to take like an ice pick, but I found this little knife right here looks like it's really good on my Swiss Army knife for poking a sharp hole, maybe spinning it to drain the milk out. So, ooh, that went right in. Holy cow. Guess you just got to find the soft spot. Go with the grain. What do you think? Use 2 hands. Try to hit it right there. Will it chop in half? Let's see. I'm going to give it a pretty good strike. Oh! Missed my aim a little bit. Definitely skinned it. Alright, down to some of the coconut. See if I can get a better shot. At least I have something flat to lay it on now. Try one-handed. Alright, that worked. Alright, that, my friends, is the inside of a coconut. Alright, that was a little messy. See, my arm just, everything's kind of covered. It just sprayed, hit my face pretty good. Part of the meat is still stuck in the blade here. Alright, I guess. It's pretty tough to cut it clean through. It's pretty much, that one just shattered in pieces.